This week, we are working on some things that a good reader does when they read. One thing we talked about at the beginning of the week was when you're stuck on a word and you read a word and it doesn't quite make sense, a good reader will notice that and they will go back and reread. The other day, we also studied that a good reader notices story elements in a story. One of the story elements that we talked about was setting. Do you remember what a setting is? A setting is the time or place where the story happens. That's right. And so a setting is so important for us to understand the story better. So we want to notice where the setting of the story is. But another story element that good readers need to focus on is character. Have you ever heard of a character in a story? Do you know what a character is? Well, we're going to watch a video and it's going to help us understand characters a little better in the story. So go ahead and watch with me. What is a character?
Story elements are the different parts of a fiction story. Characters are one of the most important story elements. Can you figure out the definition of a character from the following examples? A police officer can be a character. A dog might be a character. A robot can even be a character. So, what do you think the definition of character is?
So we saw a dog, we saw a police officer, we saw a robot. What do you think a character is? Let's listen.
Characters are the people, animals, or creatures in a story. Characters can think, feel, or act. For example, a story might be about a boy and his teddy bear. Of course, the boy is a character because he's a person. If the teddy bear is just a regular toy, then it wouldn't be a character. But if the teddy bear can think, feel, move, or maybe even talk, then it would be a character in the story. Let's see what you've learned so far by playing character or not. A nurse.
Sorry, first grade, I keep hitting the wrong button. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play a game called Character or Not, but I want to pause right here for a second. I hit the wrong button. I went to hit pause on the video, and I paused me. So we're studying characters, and if it doesn't have feelings, if it doesn't move, if it doesn't talk, if it doesn't speak, act, those things are not characters. So we saw that a stuffed animal that's just a stuffed animal is not a character in a book. It's just a thing in the book. It's not a character. But if it's a book where the stuffed animal comes to life, then that is a character. So we're going to look at this real fast. I'm going to hit play on there. Hopefully hit the right button this time.
Let's see what you've learned so far by playing character or not.
So I want you to tell me if it's a character.
A nurse. Character or not?
Yes.
Yes, a nurse is a person and people are characters. A house. Character or not?
Does it move? Does it talk? No. So a house would not be a character.
No, a house is not a person, animal, or creature, so it's not a character. A cat. Character or not?
Yes, we said that there were animals, people, or creatures in the story. A cat's an animal.
Yes, a cat is an animal, and animals are characters. A banana. Character or not?
What do you think?
No, a banana is not a character unless it can think, feel, or act in the story. A dragon. Character
Do you think?
or not? Yes, a dragon is a creature, and creatures are characters. So remember, characters are the people, animals, or creatures in a story who can think, feel, or act. What characters have you seen in stories before?
So, when you are reading your books this week on Epic or your library books that you got from the library or your home library, I want you to really notice your characters. I'm going to just read a few pages of a story called There's a Bird on My Head. I love this story. We've really enjoyed Mo Williams' books. They're so funny. So I'm going to read this and I'm going to be looking for a character in my story. And I right away see a character. I see Elephant and Piggy. Elephant, Piggy, and a bird. Piggy, is there something on my head? Yes. There is a bird on your head. There's a bird on my head. Ah! I'm going to stop right there for a moment. Did you notice any characters in my story? I noticed three. Which ones did you notice? Bird, piggy, and elephant. That's right. Those are our characters in this story. I'm going to read just a few more pages and then I'm going to have to close the book down. And then if you can find the story or any Mo Williams book, you will read a treat of a story. Is there a bird on my head now? No. Now there are two birds on your head. Hmm. What are two birds doing on my head? They are lovebirds. Maybe I'll keep reading. The birds on my head are in love. They are lovebirds. Lovebirds. How do you know that they are lovebirds? They're making a nest. Two birds are making a nest on my head. Why would two birds make a nest on my head? I'm afraid to ask. Do I have an egg on my head? Does he? One, two, three. You have three eggs on your head. I do not want three eggs on my head. Then I have some good news for you. The eggs are gone. The eggs are hatching. Hatching. The eggs on my head are hatching. Are we going to get more characters in our story? Cheep, cheep, cheep. Yes. Now we have three more characters in our story, don't we? They have hatched. Now I have three baby chicks on my head. And two birds and a nest. I do not want three baby chicks on my head. Or two birds. And I do not want a nest on my head. Where do you want them then? Somewhere else. Poor piggy. He fell when he screamed that. Why not ask them to go somewhere else? Ask them? Yeah, sure. Just ask them. Okay, I'll try asking. Excuse me, birds. Will you go somewhere else, please? No problem. It worked. Bye, said the birds. Now there are no birds on my head. Thank you, Piggy. Thank you very much. You are welcome. And where did they go? On Piggy. All right, so we found that the characters sometimes get extra characters in the story as you keep reading. So while you're reading your stories, I want you to be a good reader. I want you to look for settings and characters. Don't forget, tomorrow you have your spelling test and your high frequency word test.